What's up, Transformers fans? I'm Mondo, and welcome to Wild Week here on Moonbase 84, where this week it's all going to be about Transformers Wild King. I recently got the Energy Masters Megatron and Optimus Prime sets, so I'll be doing reviews of those, obviously, and I also want to do a video sharing my thoughts on the Wild King show. And we're going to kick things off by reviewing the Energy Master Megatron and Captain Volca set. Why did I choose that? If you watch the channel, you know why. Dinosaur. Also, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing if you're new, and all that jazz, and we would really appreciate it. Okay, let's check out Megatron and Captain Volca. As we start off by checking out the packaging, I have just most recently said in a video that it was Power of the Primes air raid, I believe, that I like the new design they're using for the Power of the Primes as opposed to Legacy. Power of the Primes is much more sleek. I felt Legacy was just too busy with things thrown at it. That being said, Takara loves throwing images at their packages, but for some weird reason, I don't know why, I love it. I've always loved it. And here you see, bam, this is quite a big box. Bam, you get Megatron powered up with Captain Volca right in your face, Captain Volca on the side, standard Megatron, you know, all the Japanese that I don't understand, Takara told me, and then a fully powered Megatron with all of the beasts, energy beasts. And then on the top, more Megatron, and the colors splashed everywhere, but it really pops. It doesn't look, it's busy, but it doesn't look busy to me like the Legacy packaging did. On the side, you get more Megatron and Volca. Same on that side. It's hard because this box is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. And my review station's small. And on the back, more Megatron and Volca. I assume some, flavor text for both, showing that they transform. So yeah, I love this packaging. It just really pops. But now, that's enough of the packaging, because I've been waiting to get my hands on some Wild King figures to check them out, because they look like they're a lot of fun. So we're going to pop them open right now and do just that. So here's Megatron and Captain Volca, all transformed up into their alt modes. The tank, obviously Megatron, Captain Volca, the T-Rex. In the box, they come in robot mode, but I wanted to show the alt modes first, because there's quite a bit to do with this set, and to get there you need the robot modes anyway. So we're going to take a look at their alt modes right now. We will start off real quick with Captain Volca, and he is a cool little T-Rex. Cast in red, he represents the fire element in Wild King. And then you get some oranges, a nice T-Rex head sculpt. Reminds me a lot of Beast Wars Megatron, the Transmetal version. And you get some nice robotic detail. They're not, these energy beasts are robotic animals, more robotic as opposed to Beast Wars trying to look like realistic. Some nice work there. And he has his little, I don't know what you call it. It looks like a leaf, I say, but it's their little power badge, which you can take off. This signify red for the represents fire, as I said. Really cool. Not too much in articulation. I do wish he had a hinged jaw, but he doesn't. That's okay. You can look down, and then legs can go like that. But yeah, cool little Captain Volca T-Rex. For Megatron, of course, you get his tank mode. And I will say, even with the Captain Volca, even though he's tinier, there's some weight to them, so I'm going to get to that at the end of the review. But yeah, Megatron has some weight as well. And of course, he is the colors we're accustomed to with Megatron. And we got some grays, the reds, nice big barrel of his cannon, some silver painted in, and some really nice paneling work on him. And you can see ports everywhere, because that's the play pattern for Wild King. Get some nice treads. He doesn't roll, but that's okay. I don't really care about that too much. More ports, and he doesn't roll, but you gotta be careful here, but you can move the cannon like so. I say you gotta be careful because these are part of the gimmick too in robot mode, and they like to pop off. I wish he could swivel, but he can't. That's okay. It's still a nice solid tank mode, and it looks really nice with the paints and things, and I said nice and detailed. So I'm going to transform these guys up into the robot modes, and we will continue on. So here's Megatron and Captain Volca in robot mode, and I think they look really cool. Once again, we will take a look at Volca first, just because he's the tiniest one, smallest one. But he does have a really cool robot mode, very Beast Wars-esque. You can also, this plugs in, you take it off when you transform him, plug it back in, his little flame elemental power. And also, so people know, there is some parts forming. You pop off the T-Rex head and the tail when you transform him, and then you flip these out like so, and that plugs into when he's the T-Rex, and then you flip this around like that to plug it in for when he is in robot mode, and the same thing with the T-Rex head. But yeah, we have a nice little Captain Volca here. Move this down. Nice little head sculpt. Again, it's just the colors. There's not a lot of new colors except for more prominent, maybe that maroon. Some more orange. You get the hits of orange everywhere. Some nice robotic detail. We have very Beast Wars-esque. I mentioned the parts forming. I don't care about parts forming. I know some people do, and they don't like it, and they complain about it. I do not care about parts forming because we've been doing that since the very beginning, and it's never really bothered me. And I'm not saying that people that don't like it are wrong. Just for me personally, I don't complain about it. The only time I really don't like parts forming is if the part is just chucked off to the side for a certain mode. Usually it's robot mode, or it looks ugly on, you know, the robot mode figure. But yeah, for Captain Volca, I don't mind it, and I think he looks really cool. For a smaller guy, he articulates pretty nicely. He can crash his head into his head. But he does have elbow to like 90, can rotate. His head doesn't rotate because of transformation, but he does have waist. He does have the splits, kicks forward, back, knee bend all the way back because of transformation, but no ankle tilt or anything. But still not too bad for his size. So that's pretty cool. And his accessory, as I mentioned, is that he doesn't come with a blaster or anything. And for Megatron, and again, these are beefy boys, and I'll mention why I keep saying that towards the end of the review when I give my final thoughts. They feel good. Megatron, as you can see, we still retain all that nice gray and silver, nicely painted on Decepticon badge. And what I love about this guy the most is his head sculpt. That is a really, really nice Megatron head sculpt. I just love it. And of course you get the nice paneling work throughout. It's red. I love these silver painted panels here. They really stand out to me. And of course you get the blacks. Some more hits of silver down here. And he's very tidied up. And of course you see the ports all around, but that's part of the Wild King gimmick. He's very tidied up. And what's also cool is he's not really hollow except for in his forearms underneath, which is a shame. I go on and say that a lot of times the hollowness doesn't bother me, but in the forearms it usually bothers me more than other places. So I wish there was a way we could have put a panel on there. And of course his legs with the nice tread still showing, but still pretty thick, pretty solid, pretty menacing looking Megatron. For articulation, his head does swivel. It looks up really decent amount, doesn't really look down. Arm can do the T, swivels all around here. Of course you get the bicep and the swivel at that bicep, swivel at the wrist. I will say when you bend the biceps or the elbows, just be careful because that is connected for the Wild King combining gimmick, and sometimes it makes his arm pop off, so I would hold it here. It's not broken, it's supposed to come off, but it does. I would hold it here, keep it pushed while you do that. He does have not a waist, but like a mid-torso swivel. He does the splits, kicks forward, kicks back, knee bend, and swivel at that knee. So no foot articulation. So the only thing he really is missing is the feet, the ankle tilt, or any kind of foot articulation, which is really cool. And because these guys aren't really your standard size, what we come to know for like leaders, Voyagers, and Deluxes, I figured I'd add a couple guys in for size comparison. So here is a Deluxe, the Legacy Cliff Jumper. So we see how he stands here. So the Volca is a little shorter, I would say. So he's bigger than a Core. He's about the size of the Studio Series Bumblebee, but not as thick. And there you see Megatron is bigger than the Deluxe. And then I just grabbed what I had on the shelf. We've got Springer here. So yeah, so a little bit bigger than a Voyager. At least Springer Voyager. So he's basically in the Voyager-ish range. So the fun of this Wild King line isn't just, you know, the combination with the Beast, but it's also because you see these ports, you can come up with different things to use. See, I almost lost that elbow. Just gotta be careful. Because of the ports, like, you can put Megatron's cannon up here. You've got ports here, you've got other pegs here. So if you wanted his cannon up here, I mean, you could do some things you probably want to do. I mean, you could put it up here. So yeah, there's ports that, like, so you can mix and match your Wild King figures. You could probably find a way to store it on here somewhere, maybe. Yeah, probably in there. No, that peg's a little too small in that, but you know what I'm getting at. Because of the ports, there's things, a lot of things you can do with these guys. You could get a little wonky if you wanted to. Oops, you could flip this out like this. Put this on Megatron. You know, you can do a lot of wacky things, which I think is fun. It adds to the fun value of these figures, this Wild King line. But of course, we got to show the main theme of the Wild King and get Captain Volca transformed up so he can do his combination with Megatron. So we will do that, and we will check it out right now. So here we have Captain Volca all prepped up to do his combination with Megatron. So the first thing I want to do, though, is we take this piece off of Megatron's cannon, and it ports into the back of his head like so, to give him a little more menacing look. Give him that powered up vibe. You can pop off either arm you want. I'm not sure if you can do the leg with him, probably not. But we'll find out as we get more characters. You want to plug Captain Volca in like so. And then you want to take this and flip it back to this configuration. And you want to plug that in so you give Megatron more of a like beast look. And there you go. Oh, we're not done yet. Then he has the power, and I love the colors in that. And it adds purple to the mix, a little blue. And because he's powered up with the flame power, you got to take the flame power and add that to Megatron. So now Megatron is all powered up with Captain Volca. Now there's one thing I wish, I don't know, can you, yes, you can still swivel at the elbow with Captain, oh, I popped that off, I'll fix that in a minute, Captain Volca. But one thing you do lose, unfortunately, is I believe, yeah, you lose the bend, which is kind of a shame, because I thought maybe you wouldn't, because if you see here, you see a hinge, but that is the hinge to put these two pieces together on Volca. So unfortunately, you do lose the elbow bend, but still looks pretty cool. He is weighty. You can see he's making Megatron lean a little bit, but you can finagle it. And of course, we'll get this back on for the effect, like so. So yeah, looking pretty cool. Nice powered up Megatron. You probably noticed right off the bat, very Beast Wars Megatron-esque with a T-Rex for a hand, but still really cool. So just like the original G1 combiners, most of them anyway, back in the day, the Energy Beasts can mix and match. You can make them into arms or legs to form with an Energy Master. Here's Captain Volca as Megatron's leg. And then I think what happens though is that it becomes the opposite leg, because this looks like it'd go on this leg. But just for demonstration purposes, we will plug him in like so. And of course now he's a lot taller, so without another one, you know, you really don't want to do this. So until you get more Energy Beasts, probably keep Captain Volca as an arm. But what I think is also cool is if you have Megatron with his legs, you know, leg powered up mode, you can store his forearms in his leg, which is cool because that way you don't lose them. You can't if it's not in leg mode though. I tried, because this piece goes in and then of course there's too much in there. But yeah, if you have leg modes going, you can put the forearms in there, but then you'd probably need some more Energy Beasts to at least one more so you can replace his forearms, or one forearm. But yeah, that is an option. So yeah, of course, very modular, like the theme of the set. So that, my friends, is my look at Takara's Transformers Wild King Energy Master Megatron with Energy Beast Captain Volca set. What do I think about this set? I am super happy for this set. It is a lot of fun, and I was excited when they first leaked Wild King. And the thing is, I was excited when they first leaked Wild King, and then I started seeing some actual product shots of Wild King. I was excited. But having them in hand, they're even better than I thought. I wasn't, you know what, my expectations were high, but I try to limit them. But these are fun, man. I mean, I do have the Prime set, which I'm going to review, and I do have Hydrophant and Leaf Long on the way, but these are fun. Messing with this set, the Megatron set here, it made me truly feel like a kid again. It's a lot of fun. There's so many options. Like, we went over just a little bit, but I mean, you can just throw pieces on Megatron all over the place. I mean, would a lot of it look goofy? Yes, but that's part of the fun. When you're not trying to be goofy, he looks like a really badass Megatron powered up. It's just a really fun set, really cool. I haven't had this much fun messing around with a Transformer in a while. Going to, like I was saying about the quality wise, I purposely didn't watch any reviews because I wanted to go in fresh with my own opinion. And I did see a couple videos where it wasn't a review per se, but they were things like, you know, what you should expect. And they were basically liking these guys to like a warrior, like quality wise and stuff, like a warrior class. And I think that was maybe speculation. I don't know. Maybe that's their opinion. But to me, these are not warrior class. I mean, the plastic, the quality of the plastic is incredible. They don't feel cheap. They feel really durable. They're hefty. They literally feel in your hands durable, and weight wise durable and nice quality. And there's some nice paints put on them, nice sculpt. The play pattern with the combination is really awesome. You know me, I like my beasts, especially dinosaurs. So yeah, really fun, and just what you can do with these. I really wish Hasbro had partnered with Takara like they've done in the past with like the Unicron trilogy, and just brought this over to America in lieu of maybe Cyberworld. I mean, I can't be too harsh on Cyberworld because I haven't been able to mess with any yet or check them out, but I have a feeling this is going to be a lot more fun than Cyberworld. There's a lot of articulation. It's not skimpy on the articulation. Megatron, like I said, the only thing he's really missing is ankle tilt. Captain Volca is pretty articulated for his size and things. I mean, you can't ask for much more except an ankle tilt. They're not cheap, gappy, hollowy figures. Again, really nice quality. I do wish that gap is a little bit irksome, but hollowness doesn't totally bother me as much as some, but that irks me a little bit. Not to hate the figure or anything, but I wish that was filled in a little bit better. But yeah, really nice, really fun to play with. I cannot wait to mess around with Prime. I can't wait for Hydrofont and Leaf Long to come in, and I am definitely getting the next wave when it comes. I think it's supposed to be the end of June. Just really cool figures. I just wish these were more accessible in America, because kids today are kind of they're more sophisticated than when I was a kid, and I'm not so sure Cyber World will hold their interest, but I think this Wild King line would have a better shot. And I'd be surprised if the kids in Japan don't love this. And I mention kids because this is supposed to be like their quote unquote kids line. Heck with that, man. I'm a big kid and I absolutely love these, where I'm putting a priority on making sure I get my Wild King stuff over a lot of other stuff. Just really fun. Really fun. I couldn't be happier, gripes aside, and I just wish they were easily available. I've checked a lot of the import sites and they don't even have them available. That's kind of stinks, probably because a lot of companies don't think we want to import a quote unquote kids line, but I think they're dead wrong. I think if more people got these in their hands, they would absolutely love them. As for recommendation, because of how you got to get them, they are kind of pricey, even for what they are, and no matter how fun they are. But yeah, if you're interested and you don't mind spending the money, I would say at least pick one setup of either the Prime or Megatron set with the Volca or the Light Long. Did I say Leaf Long for the Triceratops? I believe that's his name. And give it a shot, man, because I couldn't recommend these more. They are just really, really fun. With that being said, stay tuned for my review of Optimus Prime and Light Long this week. And as always, drop a comment and let me know your thoughts. And thanks for docking.